So, this is where the Simulcast games, as well as the Week 4 2025 TV announcements, will be for the NFL games. So, you have Seattle at Arizona on Amazon Prime. The Amazon Prime is usually the only game simulcast during the week, except that there's 2 Monday footballs. The one at ESPN is simulcast on ABC affiliates. And then if there's 2 Monday footballs on at 2 different times, last time was. And then the NFL Network games are simulcast on whatever channel. They might be simulcast on the channel that, the main affiliate of preseason in that market. Because the preseason games are more televised more broadly, like in the local areas that you get a Sunday game in. They broadcast it out more. Areas where they don't have football teams. More fans, multiple different teams in certain states. So yeah. We have Seattle, Arizona on Amazon. That's simulcast on KCPQ, Fox 13, Seattle, and KSEZ, Fox 10, Phoenix, Minnesota, Pittsburgh. They already mentioned what channels would be simulcast and what announcers would be on the game. Joe Davis and Greg Olson, they already mentioned that one. For the Fox, for National Broadcast, they already mentioned that one. That they would be on the call for that one. Especially since they're having a single header window Foxes, they were able to get them. And sometimes they do that, like they bring in like second, third tier announcers, not the main announcers, but when Fox had games on their own network or CBS did, when they were on over the air, they had Brendan bringing the top announcers, but they bring like announce crew number 3, for them, which is like Kevin Harlan. They bring in that announce crew, so I like that. We have Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Dublin. I already mentioned, but I'm going to mention it. It's on KMSP Fox 9 in Minneapolis and WTA BBC 4 in Pittsburgh. KMSP is the call station, letters of the station. But then Fox 9, Fox signifies it's a Fox affiliate, and 9 is the channel number. And it goes on, and then in New York, it's 7:15 Eastern. Let me simulcast WWOR My 9 in New York. And then WFOR CBS 4 in Miami was simulcast in the Miami area. It doesn't have to be simulcast like the area the Sunday TV market area. The area that would normally get the Sunday games. Area that would normally get like the Sunday afternoon games. Local area. Even if it was just like local viewing. Like only if the team was like, even like just a bare minimum Sunday TV market area. It doesn't have to be simulcast in that. Just simulcast in the immediate market. Home team's market. That's it. And like the repeater stations and all that. That's it. There has to be a station that anyone can get. Like most of the people can get with any basic antenna. You don't have to have like a really high quality antenna. Any basic antenna pretty much can pick up these basic channels. So so they have to do with that too. And that's Washington and Atlanta. With Inigo and JJ1 CBS Arena. That's not too surprising there. Considering that Washington is 3-0. And they did pretty well, despite Marcus Mariota. And then Atlanta's struggling a little bit. Can they pick things back up after having that surprising loss? That really surprising blowout loss in Pitt against Atlanta. Michael Penix. Can he bounce back? And Bernie, can he turn things around a little bit? Or if he's going to start or because of this, who knows? I think it might be Michael Penix, but let's see. LA Chargers at New York Giants. They're wearing Trent Green. Now this is going to be an interesting game. Third tier announce crew. and it's Kevin Hart and Trent Green. That is not really too surprising. I mean, it's a big team market, and you got two big team markets, LA area and the New York area. And you have the New York Giants. They're starting Jackson Dart at quarterback this week for Week 4's game, for their game at home against the LA Chargers. Like what Russell Wilson did the second game of the season. The first game, not as much, but they had promise. The third game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas Chiefs not play that super great either. And like they're used to seeing from Kansas City. But, lately. But, so, they're bringing Jackson Dart, quarterback, Week 4. Now give him some development time. Now, and then you got New Orleans at Buffalo with the number 4 notes. There's Andrew Kelly, Charles Davis, Jason Simpson. Buffalo is a solid team this year. Obviously, like always, Buffalo is solid. They're 3-0. It's a struggling New Orleans team. It's 0-3. And then you got the number 6 ounce crew, Phil ounce crew, Beth Mullins and Ross Tucker. Tom McCarthy is also a Phil ounce crew. But it's going to be Beth Mullins and Ross Tucker this week. Beth Mullins does college football for ESPN, like on ESPN 2, I believe she is. So, like the second game on like ESPN 2, the mid-afternoon game. But, this week, but she's running college football, or NFL for CBS. She's filling out screw number 6. It's Beth Mullins, Ross Tucker, Tennessee, Houston. Tennessee is 0-3. Houston is 0-3. Both are having disappointments their year. Tennessee's not too unexpected as much. Houston's kind of is, so based off last season. They've had close games. Houston had a close game. Houston's had 3 pretty close games. They had one against the LA Rams for CMC, that was close. Then one against Tampa Bay Monday Football, the first Monday Football, Week 2, of the 2 back-to-backs. That was close. And then you had Week 3. I mean, all 3 games have been kind of close games with them. With Houston. They've all been decently close games. They haven't been like blowouts, so neither. So they lost 17-10 to Jaguars. So yeah, so they're number 6 on the screw. And then we got the CBS late window. Baltimore at Kansas City June answer. Even though Baltimore went to 1-2, Kansas City got 1-2. So 2 teams. One of those teams could be 1-3 to start the season. So that's a little shocking for Baltimore. Kansas City, both teams be 1-3. One of those teams be 1-3, but that could happen. Most teams were at the fight for a wild card spot to make the playoffs. Most likely so. We'll see if Kansas, and especially if LA Chargers go to 4-0, Kansas City goes to 1-3. You could have it to where LA Chargers have a 2-game lead division, maybe in a 3-game lead in the AFC West. And then we have Chicago, Las Vegas, or probably could be 2. But Spurs beat Emirates left. Chicago got a good win over Dallas on Sunday, but they need another win against Las Vegas, and to keep their hopes up in the AFC playoff race and in the AFC North. So, yeah, that's the number 1 and out. That's the number 5 and out screw. We have the number 1 out screw. Kevin Burkhardt, Tim Brady, and Philadelphia at Tampa Bay on the Fox window. That's no surprise there. Both teams are 3-0. Philadelphia is 3-0. Tampa Bay is 3-0. Both teams are looking to be number 4-0, unbeaten still. It's a matchup of 2 great unbeaten teams in the NFL. So, Cleveland at Detroit, the number 3-0 screw, or number 4-0 screw. That's number 4-0 screw. Gilbert, Jonathan, Bilma. They're in Cleveland at Detroit. That's no surprise there. Cleveland is 1-2. They got the surprising upset win at at home in Cleveland against the Green Bay Packers. 13-10. And so Detroit is. But it might be a blowout for Detroit because Detroit is one of those teams, is a solid team. And they're one of those teams that, despite their first game loss to Green Bay, they're looking really solid football. Beat a good, solid Detroit Ravens team in Baltimore Ravens. I said Detroit Ravens. Baltimore Ravens team in Baltimore or near Baltimore. They don't technically in Baltimore. So yeah, good Raven. They beat a good team. So they're really solid for real, and Detroit should have no problems against Cleveland. Alright, New England, that's announced screw number 6. That is. Carolina did have that win against Atlanta, so we'll see if they can keep up against Atlanta. And then New England is 1-2. One of those teams will be 1-3. Might not be the best game, but I mean, after last week though, I mean, Carolina showed some promise, so. I mean, you hope if you're a Carolina fan, you can see some promise. New England, can they turn things around after having a 5-turnover game? Can they turn things around, or will they just fall 1-3 beat? No, just more disappointing start here. Indianapolis, the LA Rams number 3 announced crew. Have any concluded diligence? You got the second best game of the season. No, that is because Joe Davis and Greg Olsen are in Dublin, Ireland, to call the Minnesota Vikings at Pittsburgh Steelers game. So you get that one. So that's a good. Indianapolis Rams. Indianapolis. A surprise of the year at 3-0. At 3-0, that's a surprise of the year. With you thought maybe they could be good, decent, but not like 3-0. Now they're showing up. Can they beat LA Rams team? Will they get home? Will they have if they lose? Will they lose? It will be like a game where they lose, or will they win it? Like, will they win it? If they lose, will they be competitive in it at least? So it's could be close. I could see it being a good close game. So that's a really good game. And then Jacksonville, San Francisco, MME extensions. That's number 5, and I'll screw through. And that is a good solid game. Jacksonville is 2-1 on the year. They are not like the high flashy offense of team, but they can get you some. They can get you wins, and when they can get you some Jacksonville, and the team will get you wins. It just won't look flashy though on the scoreboard, or like the stats, but doesn't matter. All you need is wins. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If the stat if it looks flashy, it doesn't matter. So, and then San Francisco has Mac Jones as the backup quarterback. Presuming. I don't know when. I don't. So yeah. Brock Purdy's still been out. He was out last week, but Mac Jones did come back, did win the game. So again, so we'll see if Mac Jones can prove, maybe along with he can get his resurgence as a San Francisco 49ers backup quarterback playing in Santa Clara. So we'll see if he can get that resurgence. So and then we'll see. Tomorrow we'll show you the announced team map, the official team map, and where what games you're gonna see, what area. But you know what areas are gonna see the games, but like areas without NFL teams, like which games are you going to see in your local area? Like college viewing interest areas, or you're gonna see like
the closest like NFL team in your area. You know, that's always interesting to see, like the areas that don't have NFL teams or don't cheer for a certain NFL team. You know, like what team are they root for, or teams that have like the London game, the Dublin Ireland game, excuse me, or like the Thursday night, or Sunday night, or Monday night games. Which games are they guys showing their areas? You know, or like late windows for early windows. You know, late window on spot CBS. Late window teams playing the late window on either Fox or CBS. Which game are you going to get in your area? It's going to be interesting, you know, based on like rooting interest, fan rooting interest, or college players' interest, or this or that, you know. So we'll see.